What's going on, everybody? Bucket Media back with another video. This time we're talking about Donovan Mitchell and the Knicks and why this trade wasn't as bad as it seems. Ever since Donovan Mitchell hit the trade block, the only team ever linked to him was the New York Knicks. Rightfully so. Donovan Mitchell is a New York native. The Knicks stacked up in draft capital and had all the assets in the world, and coming home to be the star of the biggest market in all of sports is a very attractive idea. But with Danny Ainge's costly asking price and the Knicks refusing to give up 8 first-round picks or RJ Barrett with Quentin Grimes, trade talks between Utah and New York slowly died down. About a couple weeks later, news broke that Mitchell had been traded to Cleveland for Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, Ochai Agbaji, and 3 first-round picks with 2 pick swaps. With that came New York Knicks fans heated about not getting their star that they wanted. But with me being from the tri-state area, I can unbiasedly attest to this trade being a blessing in disguise for the Knicks for multiple reasons, which we'll get to right now.
Yo, YBH.
First, before going any further, we gotta look at the trade packages that were offered for Donovan Mitchell from the New York Knicks. When you look at the first trade package, it contained Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, and 5 first-round picks and cash considerations for Mitchell. It seems like a relatively neutral trade. The second trade was RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, and 3 first-round picks. The last trade was RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and 2 first-round picks. The problem with all 3 of these trade packages is the Knicks would have burned their future, leaving them in no man's land. By giving up a promising and young Toppin plus 5 first-round picks, they might have gotten better in the present, but would give them no plan B if Donovan Mitchell didn't work out for the Knicks. The next 2 trades are even worse for the Knicks, in my opinion. By giving up guys like RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Quickley, or Robinson, it would have left Mitchell with nobody to play with. That would have been good enough to help the Knicks get past the second round at best. Overall, none of these trades pushed the Knicks into being a championship contender, and giving up your best young player and all the draft capital you have just to be a second round exit is not worth it. A week before Mitchell got traded to the Cavs, the reports came out that the Knicks package of Barrett, Quickley, and 2 first-round picks was 1 first-round pick away from happening. So hypothetically, what would Mitchell's fit on this team look like? Well, it would not be ideal. While a Mitchell and Brunson backcourt may give opposing defenses some problems on isolations, opposing offenses would torch them. 2 small guards who don't play defense would be a problem, especially considering they would play the majority of the Knicks' backcourt minutes after giving up Quickley and Barrett. You can say that a Garland and a Mitchell backcourt is not any better defensively, but with them at least you have 2 of the most versatile defensive bigs in the entire league, and Isaac Okoro, who is much more than just an above-average defender in the league. When you consider Evan Fournier and Julius Randle, who would be 2 Knicks starters that are both additional defensive liabilities, that causes an even bigger mess, which would leave Mitchell Robinson to handle the entire load on defense, which coincidentally Donovan Mitchell and the Jazz just showed us that does not work after the best defensive big in the NBA could not anchor their defense. So when you look at the fit overall in any trade where the Knicks had to give up RJ Barrett, it would not have made sense to acquire Donovan Mitchell in the short term. When you look at the history of NBA trades, the teams that end up trading for NBA stars almost always disappoint us if the NBA Finals are an expectation. Kyrie with the Celtics, Jimmy Butler's with the Timberwolves, then the 76ers, Paul George to the Thunder. I could go on and on. The only teams who were able to win NBA championships this era off of making a trade for stars are the Toronto Raptors and the Los Angeles Lakers. But the difference, the stars that they traded for were Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis, who just happened to be superstars. Donovan Mitchell is more on the side with the first group of players I named, and with the Knicks roster currently constructed, plus the trading of some of their best players, competing in a competitive Eastern Conference would give them minimal chance to reach the NBA Final. Now, with Donovan Mitchell potentially going to the Knicks behind us, the question is, what should the Knicks do now? With all of the draft assets they acquired, I think they should blow this up completely. Yes, trade Randle, trade Robinson, and even trade Barrett while his value is at his highest and he just locked into an extension. I think they should keep Grimes, Quickley, and Toppin so they can get more comfortable in the NBA while turning into valuable players down the road for the Knicks. They should trade all their older or higher value players for more draft capital or a promising young player, sort of what the Jazz and Thunder are doing right now. When I look at the NBA's dynasties like the Warriors, Spurs, and the Bulls in the 90s, they all created their teams off of building in the draft, which gave them sustainable rosters and cap space to work with. This current team, as constructed, does not have a high ceiling and much more potential to grow when blowing it up. It will give them a direction to follow and potential to create a dynasty years down the road. But before making any moves, the Knicks organization and the fan base must be on the same page as to what the plans are. James Dolan and Leon Rose have made many questionable moves in the past, so by giving clarity as to what the plan is, not by words but with action, so Knicks fans have the patience to trust the organization for a long-term rebuild. So overall, the Knicks not being able to pull off Donovan Mitchell might seem like another Knicks opportunity that they missed out on. But when we come to the conclusion that if Mitchell was on the Knicks, they would have gave up their future, leaving them with no plan to fall back on while having to give up players that would be major pieces for them in the present. It actually seems like a smart move while also considering the history of the results of trading players of Donovan Mitchell's caliber. When you also take into account what the team fit would have been for Donovan Mitchell, it just wouldn't have been ideal to go on the Knicks. But now, the potential is there for the Knicks to blow this up and start an enormously massive rebuild filled with draft capital, young players, and cap space in the market they're in. And they could pretty much get any player they want. But the next question, and really only time can tell, is will James Dolan and Leon Rose commit to starting a full-on rebuild and blow this team up completely, which I think is the best decision going forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end and you enjoyed this video, please consider liking this video and subscribing. It helps the channel out in so many ways. I post basketball content multiple times a week, and I'm sure I have videos posted that you would love, so please go check out my channel. Also, make sure to leave a comment on what I could have done better, any comments related to this topic, or any video suggestions moving forward. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and from Bucket Media, have a blessed day. Peace.